before. And
Oh, well, I'm David Menzies with Rebel News. I'm just doing a story. And is there a person I should reach out to? Oh, well, we're not in the building yet.
Wait, what do you need?
Oh, I was going to get a customized jersey.
No, you have to buy a ticket.
No one told me that. I was told, I came all the way from Richmond Hill. I emailed somebody and they said...
It's because there's a game going on.
You know what? Well, if you can put that
Oh, we
through...
can't do Bass either.
You can't?
No, he's not on the team no longer, so we can't do him at all.
David Menzies for Rebel News here in Toronto. Well, folks, I'm at the Sky Dome. I refuse to call it the Rogers Centre. That's a story for another day. But the reason why I'm here is, you might recall last month, Blue Jays pitcher, actually ex-Blue Jays pitcher, Anthony Bass, he got into a heap load of trouble. You see, he put a thumbs up to the ongoing boycott campaigns against Target and Bud Light for their pro-transanity campaigns. And for that, he was deemed a transphobe, a hater, a homophobe, a bigot. Oh, the list goes on. Now, in the aftermath, he had to apologize. He had to have a meeting with the head of Toronto Pride. I can only imagine how much fun that was. And then, of course, the final plan in the rehabilitation of Mr. Bass was to have the pitcher become a catcher and catch a ball thrown by some trans individual before the start of a game. But just hours before that happened, I guess the Jays had determined they had humiliated this man enough, so they pulled the plug on his contract, and he is no longer a Toronto Blue Jay. Now, you might say, that's yesterday's news. Why is this relevant in July? Well, I'll tell you why. I had a hunch. I wondered how far this uber woke organization would go in terms of distancing themselves from Anthony Bass. In other words, is firing this man enough, or do they want to go even further? And yes, they have gone even further, folks. I went to a couple of the Blue Jay shops here in the last couple of weeks to try to order an Anthony Bass jersey, and you know, they would not fulfill that request, and their answers were all over the board. They said originally that they only sell the jerseys of players who are on the active roster, but I could tell they sold jerseys from Jay stars of yesterdecade, Steve, Barfield, Mosby, so that doesn't make sense. Then I was told if I had a friend by the name of Bass, because I put that as a hypothetical question, I could get the name Bass on a jersey, but not Bass's number, 52. And then I was told that if I did indeed have a friend named Bass, I would need to show them government-issued ID in terms of proving that this other Bass existed. Also, their automated jersey program at one of their swag shops, it was incredible. You punch in the word Bass, and it defaults back to the beginning prompt. So in other words, you type in B-A-S, when you put in that additional S, it disappears. And I kind of feel really bad for another Blue Jays pitcher, that would be Mr. Bassett, because it looks like you're not going to be able to get his jersey either. I was also told inexplicably that this was a Blue Jays / Major League Baseball policy, and I asked, would I be able to go to an independent sports shop that has nothing to do with the Blue Jays and order a Bass 52 jersey? And they said you might be denied there as well. That turned out to be a load of BS, because as you can see, I did indeed go to another shop, and they were more than happy to put the word Bass 52 on the back of this Blue Jays jersey. Oh, and for a cheaper price than you pay here, by the way. I'm not going to reveal the store's name. I don't want them to get into any kind of thought crime trouble. Hey, how you doing? Is this where I get a jersey crested?
Oh, downstairs.
Oh, downstairs?
So if you go 1112.
1112? Thank you very much.
Wait, what do you need?
Oh, I was going to get a customized jersey.
No, you have to buy a ticket.
No one told me that. I was told, I came all the way from Richmond Hill. I emailed somebody and they said...
It's because there's a game going on. Here, throughout the whole stadium, we're limited on these ones.
Oh, okay then. So they're a popular seller.
They are, yeah, very popular, yeah.
I see everybody in white and blue.
Yeah, they're popular, and so it's more so. How are you? It's more so like they're popular, but they're not in high demand. If that makes sense. So like,
Okay.
once
It's a low production
Yeah,
run?
yeah,
I see.
yeah.
Okay. You know what? Well, if you can put that
Oh, we
through.
can't do Bass either.
You can?
No, he's not on the team no longer, so we can't do him at all.
Oh,
Yeah, he got DFA'd a couple weeks ago, I believe.
right.
And so that's why we can't do him. We can't go get him customized because he has to give. If he's playing for the team currently, we
Yeah.
could do it. But since he's released and no longer with the team, we can't. So if he was like, let's say, retired and he gave us the rights to do it, we could customize it. But unfortunately, we can't do it.
I didn't. So is that with any former player? Or?
Yeah. So all former players, as long as they're retired and they give us the rights, we could do it. However,
Okay.
if they're like, let's say, a free agent, and they didn't officially retire, we can't do it.
So in other
At
words,
all.
if I came here 2 weeks ago,
2 weeks, 4 weeks when he was on the team, yes.
and so any player that leaves the team,
Pretty much, yeah. So let's say we trade, I don't want to say a good player, but let's say we trade like Yimi Garcia tomorrow.
okay.
We can't do his jersey after that. So
Wow.
once the trade becomes official, we can do a player on a different team.
What if it just happened that my friend's name is Bass? And his
It would have to be a different number.
Oh, it
Yeah,
can't
yeah,
be.
it can't be 52. It has to be like, let's say 51, 53.
Wow.
Yeah, and then we'd have to ask.
You've really canceled this guy.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Okay. I saw the sign. It said "Everyone welcome" on the store window, but I guess not this one. Well, if I went to like a Sport Check,
They
they can do it?
I don't know if they would do it. They
Okay.
might. Oh,
So, in any event, why don't we go and see if we can speak to somebody in media relations? Going back more than 10 days ago, I reached out to Andrea Goldstein and Simon Wells. They didn't even have the courtesy to reply to my email asking for an interview or at least answers to my questions. So let's see if we're able to get somebody in the front office on camera.
One person maybe, but anyway, what was it you were looking for them for? And you
Oh,
got
well,
it?
I'm David Menzies with Rebel News. I'm just doing a story. And is there a person I should reach out to? Oh, well, we're not in the building yet. Yeah. Just to have a record that we reached out. We're not in the building. We're outside the building. But you said in the building. But on the property is not necessarily in the building. But I'll tell you.
You know what? I don't have time for you to play those games like that.
Do you know who I would reach out to?
I don't know. You're the expert on this.
Actually, apparently not.
Well, apparently not, because you're telling me that you're not allowing me to do this.
How about you, ma'am? Do you know anyone in media relations?
Well, you know, folks, here is one of the statues in Toronto that hasn't been torn down, but perhaps it should be. It's of Ted Rogers. The plaque on the statue says visionary, entrepreneur, philanthropist, passionate Canadian. Oh boy, that's for sure, at least part of the visionary and entrepreneur side. And I couldn't help but notice they also put on his most famous quote, which is, here we are. The best is yet to come. Well, you know what, Mr. Rogers, I know you're up in heaven now. God bless you. But when you now have an organization that is canceling people for wrong thought and wrong speak, I wonder if the best is yet to come. Because if you ask me, it's a dark day in Mr. Rogers' neighborhood. So there you have it, folks. If you want to show your support for Anthony Bass, go to an independent sporting goods store. They will be happy to accommodate you, because this organization is pretending that this picture never existed. And you know, I can't help but notice the perverse irony. You know, we're far past the month of June. I thought Gay Pride ends on the last day of June, but you'll see these stickers all over the Sky Dome. It's the multicolored Pride Progress flag. with the Blue Jay logo on it, and it states, "Everyone is welcome here." Not everyone, not an individual by the name of Anthony Bass, who used to be a member of this sporting team until he offended the Spirit Unicorn mob, and certainly not members of the media who are asking impolite questions and trying to get clarity as to why the Blue Jays will not sell you a sweater like this. Like I said, I've come across maybe 3 or 4 different reasons. They don't make any sense to me, but I guess the Jays, well, they do things their way. They bend the knee to the Rainbow Mafia whenever they complain, and as a result, our questions go unanswered, and Mr. Bass, well, he's out of a job. For Rebel News, I'm David the Menzoid Menzies. Hey folks, I know you love it when Rebel News brings you the other side of the story. Certainly you're not going to see anything like this on the mainstream media. They were cheerleading the firing of Anthony Bass. Despicable, but we need your help. We don't get any government funding, nor would we accept it if offered. Please, if you can, go to rebelfieldreports.com. That's rebelfieldreports.com. And if you can, kindly make a donation.